Hello teachers, you are the proud recipient of a SombreroTime feedback chart. Congratulations. So I'm here to walk you through a bit of how it works and how to put it together and how to use it in your classroom. So you have it right now in individual cards. The way to put it together is fairly simple. Just assemble all of the cards on a flat surface, line them up, and we used a fancy technology of packing tape. So go ahead and start from one end and gently place it on each of the cards. So this is not an ideal surface, clearly, but a table or a countertop will work just fine. And you'll see that our colors go from purple, blue, green, yellow, and red. You do want green in the middle, purple on the top, and red at the bottom. So as you're traveling or as you're putting this in your own classroom, you're going to use, we always recommend magnetic clips. And you can order these online or you can find them in an office supply store. So you can use one or two, and as you have them on your board, we also recommend that you use clothespins. So you have two options in your classroom. You can have them by colored groups. So here I have rosado, anaranjado, azul, y amarillo. And doing them by groups allows them to travel well if you have classes with many students. Or if you have smaller classes and prefer to individualize them, you can do it per student. So here I have Maria, Juan, Jose, Carlos, y Juana. So you can do it either in individual students or by colored groups. So if I'm teaching, I'm going to start all of my groups or all of my students on green, preparados. You want to start every lesson here. Everyone starts on green. If you see that everyone's doing well, then you can move them up to blue. If you see that a group is being a little chatty, maybe not focusing as much, you can move them down to yellow. This serves as a warning. So the only way that this chart works is if you use it frequently throughout class. If you go 7-10 minutes without referring back to your chart, it will not be effective. Try to use it every 5 minutes. Even if everyone's doing well, then praise that, move them up. Maybe they're doing excelente, and you can check in 5 minutes and either move them down or move another group up. So remember that frequent usage is going to be the key to making this chart effective. That being said, toward the last 5 minutes of class, if you see that one group is still in yellow, make the effort to move them back up to green. So if someone's participating, doing well, following directions, we really want all of our groups to end at green or higher. However, if a student or a group has not yet modified their behavior, they're still being really chatty, not paying attention, not putting forward their best effort, then we do leave them at yellow and be authentic with our feedback. So that could be chatting after class for a couple of minutes, speaking to the teacher, really depending on the severity of the problem with the student. So here's a quick run through of how to be using our behavior chart. We also have a group reward system. It's fairly simple. It consists of just using a jar and what we like to call our little bonbones. So as a group reward, say all of your groups or all of your students are doing excelente o están haciendo buen trabajo, then you can come over to your class jar and drop in a few of our bonbones. If they're doing really well, maybe a large handful. If they're doing pretty well and you just want to remind them of good behavior, maybe a couple at a time. And in a worst case scenario, if the whole group needs to regroup, maybe you take out one or two. So we suggest not to use that very often, but instead to use it as a reward. So again, either a handful or just a couple of bonbones at a time. When your jar is full, you can have a class party or a little bit of free time, whatever works best with your group. So thank you. I hope we were able to answer all of your questions. Good luck, maestras, and remember that behavior is caught, not taught. Buena suerte. Adiós.